Today we're making the cookie plates. The first thing we need to do is take all of your chunks of clay and roll them out into long, thin snakes of clay. Here's how you do it. Start with your first piece. You need to squeeze it in your hand to lengthen it. It's like you're making a lumpy breadstick. Then put it down on the table. Put your hands next to each other and use your fingers to roll the clay. Keep rolling it with just your fingers. It doesn't matter if it's long or short, but what does matter is that it doesn't have any lumps or bumps in it. So if your snake of clay has a big lump in the middle of it, we have to fix that. Put your hands side by side on top of the lump and roll extra on the lump to smooth it out. When you have no more lumps or bumps in the snake, it's done, and it should be about as thick as your finger. Then move on and do all of your pieces. We have to do this fast, kids. Get started right now. Now we have all of the chunks of clay rolled out into snakes. The next thing we have to do is take all of them and roll them up into a bunch of spirals of clay. Here's how you do it. Take the end, fold the end over, and then roll it up like a snail shell or like a spiral. Keep going until you get to the end and then stop. That one's done. You can make some of them small and some of them big. If you want a smaller one, just take one of your snakes and break it in half. And with one of them broken in half, you could probably make two smaller ones. Do that now. I want you to make spirals out of all of your clay snakes. Do this fast. Now that we have all the spirals, it's time to make the cookie plate. You need a double thickness of styrofoam plates. Turn it upside down so it's like a mountain. And start to place your spirals on top of the styrofoam plate and gently press them on. These styrofoam plates are a little bit fragile, so try not to press too hard because you could actually break the plate, which wouldn't be good. There's always spots where it doesn't cover. We'll save those for later. When you have spots that don't cover, we're going to take tiny ones and put them in there. I'm actually going to take one apart because I need a really small one. Check around the edge. If you see any spots that still have holes, you may have to quickly make an extra tiny spiral to put in there. Press it all together, and we covered it. Do that fast. There's one more step we have to do, and it's super important. We have to connect the spirals together. If you don't connect them, when your plate dries out like this one, it will break because air will seep into the cracks and dry it out, and pieces will just break off. That's not going to make a very good cookie plate. So follow these steps now so that that doesn't happen to you. Where two of your spirals touch, smooth out that spot. Where three of them come together, smooth out that spot. So it's like we're smoothing out the edges of where different spirals are touching. This helps keep your cookie plate from falling apart when it dries out. This is all done being smooth. I know it doesn't look very nice, but keep in mind, this is actually the bottom of the plate, which no one will ever look at. The inside, which people will see when they look at the cookies, will still have the beautiful swirls. The last thing you have to do is, with the wooden stylus, carve your name. And when I call your table, we're going to bring these up to the rack. Before you do that, please take wet paper towels and cover up your cookie plate so that it won't dry out too fast. We're done. Listen for me to call your table and then bring everything up. Have fun, kids.